you.
Ooh. You're gonna be somebody with education.
What I'm going to do with my $10 worth purse. And if you
Well.
don't like it, then there you have it.
Yeah, man.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Exactly.
Be courteous and polite.
Yeah, you're working this show. You're working this show perfectly. You're the most courteous, polite person I know.
I try.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. Did you hear the last 20 minutes of the show? Last 30 minutes of the show would say otherwise. But moving on.
I'm saying I try to be. People make it difficult. Present company included.
Present company accepted. Thank you very much. Moving on.
Being courteous and polite, i.e., RSVPing to invitations on time, I really do have to work on that.
Yeah.
Apologize when you're wrong, which I do.
Oh boy.
Greet everyone with a smile, a handshake, a kiss, whatever the situation is. Ask people now how they are, how they're doing.
Yeah, ask them how their day is. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same thing, same rules for the men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be a good listener, learn to manipulate a conversation. That's an extremely important thing. Manipulating a conversation will definitely save you from boring and awkward convos.
True.
Oh.
True.
In my line of work, over the last 13 years, I am really good at manipulating conversations now.
You have to be.
Because I've had to avoid conversations everywhere from "damn baby you look good" all the way through to "you want to know something that's going on with my bowel movements?" Yes, that actually really does happen.
Holly. God.
So you listen, you're polite, you say thank you, please, and thank yous go a very long way. They're extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it moving.
Yeah,
It does get easier.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Be healthy. Take care of yourself.
Yes. Do that.
Exercise.
You do that?
Yeah. Don't be afraid to say something nice to someone. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Definitely do that.
And that's it. That's the end of it.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Well, yeah. Well,
It's actually kind of easier being a lady than it is being a gentleman, I think.
Really?
I think so. I think it's hard to actually be a gentleman.
Why do you think that?
Because there are a lot of women that don't know how to accept what a man is quote-unquote supposed to do.
So, you feel like... Yeah,
I think the biggest part of that is the fact that there's a lot of women that don't value themselves the way that I have presented tonight.
Okay. That's a possibility.
And you want to know something? It may, there's going to be a lot of women who listen to this and disagree with me, and that's completely okay.
Yeah.
But all of this is easy, and it doesn't come with a price tag.
Right.
Because all of these things, as I'm doing my research, it actually was like a light bulb that went off. My grandmother, who has very limited education, she only got up to, I want to say, 3rd grade. She taught me all of this.
Wow.
She taught me how to apply makeup, how to do my nails, how to do my hair. For me specifically, because I do have thin, curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I can't have it long like some other people.
Yeah.
Or I can't have like the same hairstyles as other people, but I can make it beautiful for myself and take care of myself.
Let them know, because that makes you a lady.
As my was concerned, it was how it fit and how respectful you need to present yourself. If this is the kind of, if you want to attract a man.
Ooh.
She even told me how to like specifically put on perfume if you're gonna go on a date versus if you're gonna go to work. This is coming from a woman who only went to 3rd grade.
Wow.
So if you're a grown-ass woman at 40 years old and you are crying because you can't get yourself a man and a gentleman because they're supposedly just don't exist, well then maybe you should become a lady and then you'll attract a gentleman.
Ooh.
Well, let me tell you, my grandmother was dating well into her 70s.
Holla. Granny know how to do it.
This is the heritage that I come from. My other grandmother conducted herself like this, and she had zero education. The poor woman didn't even know how to write her own name. But she conducted herself like this at all times. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes it comes naturally, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it is learned and you pass it down from one generation to the next. And I feel sorry for those people who did not get to have that kind of education from their family. But I just presented it to you now. If you want a better relationship from a better quality of person, then you need to be a better quality of person yourself.
Yeah.
Bang! That's how you do it.
Let them know. Let them know.
I just said. Oh, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions?
My opinion on a lady, let's see here. I really, I'm starting to think there's a possibility I could be a chauvinist pig in certain things. Because I guess I was born with an old soul. This is what I tell people all the time. It's a true statement I'm using right now, what I'm saying. I feel like that, yeah, the lady should be a freak in the bed, a freak in the sheets, and a lady outside. So this brings me to my big part of this whole thing. When a lady stopped being a lady, like the burping thing, I get offended. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I really do, and it's whatever. You can hate me all you want. I say this. It's just I know. It's cool. We're both drinking alcohol, and all of a sudden, we get nothing and chilling. All of a sudden, really, your burp is louder than mine because that's such. That's the sexiest thing I heard the whole week. You know that? No, it's not the sexiest freaking thing I heard the whole week. What I want to hear is...
There are some men who don't care about those things.
I know that, and I could understand.
And that's why. I mean, if you're a girl and you are just going to be yourself,
right?
Perfect.
Right.
But just know that you're not going to get the same caliber of guy that you may be looking for by acting like that.
Right. It kills me. Like I think in my life it's just me that goes through this. But no, I've had.
See, me, I don't care. So I'll burp in front of you. I can really care.
Right.
Because you're like my brother.
It's a different story, but that's what I'm saying.
That's different. When you're hanging out and you're in a bar and you're just like whatever. Let's do it. All right.
But not.
If you're in a fancy restaurant, that's the story.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, don't act like that.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or in a movie theater, after drinking a good gulp of soda and eating popcorn. This is what I want to hear while I'm watching a freaking Superman movie. Really? Nobody wants to hear this. Be a lady.
Superman movie, that's what it is that you're complaining about?
Oh, I'm complaining about the fact that I'm sitting in the theater and the woman in front of me with her best friend is like having a belching contest. Like, are you serious right now? I actually yelled that out. I'm trying to hear a possible theme song to the Superman movie, and I'm like, girl, can I have some of your soda?
That's different, though.
What's different? That's not a lady.
She's hanging out with her friend. She's not on a date with you. She's hanging out with her friend.
So it's acceptable for a lady to do that. Is that what you're saying? We're going to shut you down in a minute if you just said that.
What I'm saying is, when you are with your man,
okay,
and you are in an environment where you want to attract a gentleman, then no, don't do that. But if I'm in a fucking movie theater, and I'm just chilling with my girl, and I don't really give a shit about you, and if I let one go, oh well.
No.
It is what it is.
It is
what are you going to do?
Okay, yeah, letting one go is okay. I don't even care if it was the loudest thing in the theater at that moment. But to have a contest going back and forth, really? Because that's a lady, right? All right, so now...
But then at that point, you just call security and be like, listen...
Seriously? Here's my second...
I spent $88 on a fucking movie ticket. She needs to go.
Mind you, she said $88 for one movie. It's no joke anymore. It's pretty sad how much you pay for it. Let's not even get into that. That's a whole another rant. But yeah, second scenario. You appreciate a good, fine-ass woman. She's wearing a tight-ass dress. Booty, pow, pow, pow. Everything pow, pow, pow. and she scratches her ass as she's getting filed from the drawer. Yeah, because that was ladylike too, by the way.
Wait, is she scratching her ass and doing what?
Getting a file from the drawer in the office. That's such too, by the way. I gotta tell you.
You know what? Listen.
What? Because tell me that's a lady.
This is the thing, not a fucking lady. Listen, you men scratch your balls all the time. And I highly doubt that every time y'all do that, it's really urgent. You just want to make sure those shits are still there. Give me a break. Are scratching. Stinks can be scratchy.
That's funny. I only do that once in a while, and I don't do that at work.
The thing that I can't stand is I actually saw a video the other day about this girl who literally was like digging for gold in her ass crack.
Ow!
And then she had the nerve to take the shit out and smell it.
Oh my god, I think I know what you're talking about. YouTube, everybody was listening, YouTube that video. She's not even lying. I saw that video, I just realized what you were talking about.
I can't even make that up. Actually, I think it might have been a Vine one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
It might have been Vine. And then there was another one where it was like straight up 3 to 4 minutes long of this one girl, and I know it was LIRR. Because I recognized it.
Was she like...
And she was digging for gold all up in her nose and eating the shit.
Ew, on the subway! Oh!
Reading a book. You're nasty.
Yeah.
You're nasty at all different levels.
That's a lady, and that was on a subway. I know that YouTube video too. That's not a lady. That's a nasty ass...
That's a nasty bitch.
Okay, see, you said it for me. Thank you very much. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, you just got me all sick again. You ruined...
It is really beautiful, and then the kicker to the whole thing is that sometimes, it's not all the time, because I've never had a problem getting a guy. However, there are some girls like me who will be bypassed because I'm not tall, I'm not blonde, I don't have, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, I do have big boobs, but I'm not tall and slender like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't fit the profile of what it is that they're looking for one lucky night.
Okay.
These broads that were on sniffing the crack of their ass on their finger, and who's on the subway, eating their freaking boogers, are the same girls that you would be more inclined to walk to at the club and buy them a drink.
No. No.
It's true.
I'm gonna say no. No, that's disgusting.
Yes, it is absolutely disgusting.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You gotta think twice.
Okay.
You gotta, really pay attention to what it is that you're talking to.
True.
You gotta pay attention to who you're talking to.
I'm saying this right now, and I'm saying this, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If this was Ice-T's girl Coco doing this, I'd probably freaking still do it. That's not being a pig. That's being real. That's being not fake. That's being real.
I have to say, I'm a little bit envious of Coco. She's begging. However, as you're being a pig.
We're gonna have to include her tomorrow night. Got me all. Sorry, a little drool there. Ice-T is the luckiest bastard in the world. I don't care what anybody says.
I guess so.
I'm just saying. Ice-T's the man.
But you know what? That's the kind of thing where some rules are being broken.
And what rule is that?
Because not everybody lives the celebrity life.
Well, yeah, I know that. I agree with you. And can,
you know what I'm saying?
And can work.
Like, Coco's not going to meet somebody like Ice-T unless she was already on the video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So,
I
mean,
yeah, well, you know
when
what?
you get two people and then you're around each other for a long time, then you get to see past the boobs and the ass.
True, and that
I
would
can guarantee you that she had to go through a shit ton of ass smacks and disrespect before she got a man like Ice-T.
I agree. But we're down to the last 5 seconds. Ouch. As always.
Hey.